She found a bird no bigger than her thumb curved from a polished wood. Its wings were folded, and its head tucked beneath one, as if it were asleep. The carving was incredibly detailed, each tiny feather etched with precision. Hesitantly, Alara reached out and touched it. The wood felt strangely warm, and a faint pulse of energy seemed to thrum beneath her fingertips. A jolt of energy and tingling surged through her fingertips. In the center of the grotto, resting a bed of soft moss, she found a stone. It was smooth and grey and unremarkable at first glance, but as Alara reached out, she noticed a faint, cool light pulsing from within. It felt strangely comforting in her hand. She finds a small, smooth stone that glows faintly in the dim light of the grotto, partially hidden beneath the waterfall. It was an unusual shade of deep blue, and it seemed to glow faintly in the dim light of the grotto. Curious, Alara picked it up. The stone felt strangely warm in her hand, and a faint pulse of energy seemed to emanate. A shaft of sunlight pierced through the mist, illuminating a small pool of crystal-clear water. At the bottom, nestled amongst smooth, colourful stones, she saw it a pearl. It wasn't like any other pearl she had ever seen. The one glow with an inner light, a soft, ethereal luminescence that pulsed gently. Hesitantly, Alara reached out and picked it up. The pearl felt strangely warm to the touch and sense if peace washed over her. The air here felt different, charged with a faint, almost forgotten energy. Hesitantly, Alara reached out and picked it up. The bracelet felt strangely cool to the touch, and a feeling of calm washed over her. Drawn to its ethereal beauty, she slipped the bracelet onto her wrist. As soon as it touched her skin, the silvery strands flared with a brilliant white light, bathing the grotto in an otherworldly glow. The light subsided quickly, leaving the bracelet shimmering softly against her skin. Alara gasped, feeling a surge of energy course through her veins, a tingling sensation. As soon as it touched her skin, the silvery strands flared with a brilliant white light, bathing the grotto in an otherworldly glow. The light subsided quickly, leaving the bracelet shimmering softly against her skin. Alara gasped, feeling a surge of energy course through her veins, a tingling sensation that she hadn't felt since she was a small child, listening to her grandmother's stories of the old magic. Looking down at her hand, she noticed that the faint lines on her palm, the ones her grandmother has called the pathways of magic, now glowed with a faint silvery light mirroring the bracelet on her wrist. The air around her seemed to simmer and distort, and she felt a strange pull, a connection to the whispering trees and the ancient stones of the Vale, a connection she had never felt before. Just as she was trying to understand this new sensation, a voice ancient and whisper-soft echoed through the grotto. "The gift awakens." It murmured, the sound seeming to come from the very stone themselves. "The Vale remembers its child." A pause. Then the voice continued, the fading. "It can be reversed, but the path is perilous. Seek the Heart of Avani, young one. It holds the key." Alara's heart pounded in her chest. The words, though spoken gently, filled her with a chilling fear. The Heart of Avani. It's a legend, a myth whispered by the elders, a place of immense power, but also of great danger. No one knew its true location, and those who had sought it had never returned. Fear warned with a flicker of hope within her.